everyone, welcome back to my channel So Little Time, and my name is Karen. So here we are, 2 days before Christmas, and I just wanted to get some time to show you what I've made during the month of December. If you remember from my previous vlog, I said I wanted to get a sparkly top made and some bean bags for my twins, and also the Oliver and S Raglan t-shirts for my son and his cousin. So I also said that I was a little bit behind and I was playing catch up, which has been the case, and I have found this month has absolutely flown by. So I haven't managed to get everything done. As you can see, I did manage to get my sparkly top done, so I will go through that with you in a moment. But the bean bags just seem to take forever. I've actually still got one to finish, and the Raglan t-shirts, I've managed to cut one out. I haven't even stitched it together. And the other one I've still got to do. So yeah, I am really behind this year. And today I've been cooking all sorts of things ready for Christmas, like mince pies and chocolate things and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm out tonight with my friend around a friend's house, which I'm really looking forward to because I feel like I really need it. I've just found this month really quite stressful. I haven't wrapped any presents yet. I'm sure there's a lot of people like this. I'm not usually this behind, but this year just other things just seem to have taken priority, and I think there's been so much going on at my little boy's school and things like that. So I'll go through with what I have actually managed to make, and also I wanted to quickly talk about 1 week 1 pattern, which was run by Shona from Sewasfaction, and if you've not heard of it before, it's basically you take one pattern and you wear it for a week, but you can do it in all sorts of different designs, like hack it into different variations, or wear the same type of thing in different ways for 7 days, and then you tag yourself on Instagram, and there are prizes to be won, because there's a lot of people who sort of give things towards that. So yeah, okay, so firstly then, what I have made is my Scout Tee by Grainline Studios, and this is the pattern. As you can see, it's got a high-low kind of hem, and it's just a basic t-shirt design for woven fabrics. And I decided to copy Lauren from Guthrie & Garney, her version that she made in a sequin fabric, and she used a rose gold, I think it was, sequin fabric, which is actually a lot lighter weight than this one. She used this one to make the Ogden cami, and that turned out absolutely beautiful, and I definitely think that is more suited to that pattern than this pattern, and I'll explain that as I go through this. So this actual pattern does come to sort of waist, hip length, and I've shortened it so it's like a cropped length because I wanted to wear it with my high-waisted Delphine skirt by Tilly and the Buttons, which I made last month. So yeah, I bought this fabric online from Guthrie & Garney after I saw her vlog, and this is the one where the sequins go in a different direction, although I do just keep brushing them down because I just do prefer it pink, so I should have just gone for the rose gold. Yeah, so I cut out the size 2, and that is nowhere near my body measurements at all. I probably would have been more sitting at maybe a 6. Yeah, but I've heard that people do size down for this pattern when they do it in sequin fabric. This does have a little bit of stretch on the downward way, not so much that way, but I think I perhaps should have sized up to a 4. Yeah, a 4 for this one, just because I think it's a little bit tight under my arms, and that I found after I put the lining in. I was trying it on as I made it up in just the sequin fabric, and I thought, oh, this is quite loose, but then when I put the lining fabric in, I have felt that it's maybe a little bit tight under the arms, and getting it off is a little bit of a challenge, so I kind of have to reeve it up here and then take it off over my head that way, but I get it off fine, you know, I don't rip any seams. And the good news was, when I made this up, I haven't broken a needle, and I just used a size 80 needle, which is what I usually use for woven fabrics, and yeah, I didn't break it at all. So this particular sequin fabric is quite heavyweight, so there is a lot of weight to it, and the sequins are a lot bigger than on your standard sequin fabric. I don't know why, maybe it's for this effect, I'm not really sure. Okay, so I'll stand back so you can see where I've cut it off. I took about, I think I cut 4 inches off, and then when I was cutting it out, I cut 4 inches off the pattern piece, And then when I was cutting it out on the fabric, I did just add maybe just ½ an inch because I was worried that I was maybe taking a little bit too much off. But I've done my bias binding hem just to give it a little bit more stability at the bottom, as I didn't want to just leave it as the cut edge. And also it just finishes it nicely inside. And then I've just left the cut edge on the sleeves here, and then I've just got my lining fabric shorter hemmed underneath. So that was actually at the bottom of the fabric. So I didn't cut through those sequins, they were just the edge of the fabric where the bottom of the mesh is. So I've got it on with my Tilly and the Buttons Delphine skirt, and you can see it's still got that high-low hem, but it's much shorter than it should be. And to be honest, I'm actually really happy with the fit of it in this size 2 around my waist. I think it may have been a little bit too big if I'd have gone up maybe another size. So it's just the armholes that are just a tad tight, and I think also as well the shoulders perhaps don't sit quite, because my shoulder sort of starts here. It should be a little bit more over, but I'm not too concerned. It's not that visible. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that, and it just feels really sparkly and festive. So I'm glad of my mood's not been great this month, so I was hoping this was going to give me a bit of a lift, and it has. Yeah, so I am pleased with it. I had an absolute nightmare with the neckline. When Lauren did her vlog on this, she said that she basically made 2 tops, one in the sequin fabric and one in the lining fabric, and then you would attach them right sides together at the neckline, and I just used 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. So I did that, and then when I put it on, I also understitched the this to the hem allowance, seam allowance, sorry, and you know, to stop the lining rolling out to the front. But in actual fact, because of the weight of this sequin fabric, it still made the lining roll out really bad. Like, it was just out like this. It looked awful, and I nearly got to the point where this top was taking so long, I thought, do you know what, should I just not do it anymore, because it's just too much hassle. But I thought, no, I've paid £15 for this metre of fabric. I am not giving up. So I was up till about 10 o'clock last night, still finishing this top because I wanted to wear it tonight. And I'm really glad I persevered with it, because in the end, I actually unpicked all that stitching that I did to the hem, to the seam allowance, and then I ended up just top stitching around the top of this. You probably can't even see it if I try and come up close. It's just blended in to the sequins fine, because I thought, oh no, it's going to leave a line, you know, a visible line, but it actually hasn't. And I found some thread that I got which matched the colour of this, so I was happy with that. And it just absolutely solved the problem. So if you do use a heavier weight sequin fabric and you have that problem, just top stitch it. It will be absolutely fine. And also I'll show you that I've used the like bias binding at the bottom, and you can't see any of the stitching of that on the outside, but I did just hand stitch. I first of all machine stitched it around the edge and then hand stitched the other when I flipped it in. And then on the lining, I've just used this, it's quite a lightweight lining, and it's from Crafty So-and-So, and I just hemmed that and cut it obviously shorter than the top itself. So yeah, it all worked out fine in the end, so I'm really, really pleased, because I really did want to wear this tonight. So I feel festive and sparkly, and that was my aim, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so on to the presents that I was making then. So I have managed to get one beanbag done, and that was from the Kath Kidston book Sew, and it just uses 1 metre of outer fabric and 1 metre of lining fabric, because obviously you need lining fabric to put the beans in before you put it into the outer shell. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a really quick make, metre of fabric, yeah, fantastic, because last year I made a beanbag for my eldest son, and I found that pattern, just googled for beanbag patterns, and I found it was, I think it was from Prima magazine, and it's a really big beanbag, and you had to put your own darts in, so you had to measure 6 self-drafted darts, and that ended up just being an absolute nightmare to sew, just taking way too much time up. I think in the end I had to send the twins over to my mum and dad's just so I could focus on getting this flipping present done in time. Yeah, and it all worked out again fine, But yeah, it was just taking too much time. So I thought these would take no time at all, being only a metre of fabric. But no, they took forever because obviously you've stitched two sides together and then you've got a top and a bottom in a circle. So you have to obviously get the circles to fit, yeah, the outside bits. And then the zip is also at the side. And when I was filling it with beans, I filled the inner lining bit with beans. It said it only needed 7 litres, and I bought enough for 2 bean bags, so more than enough for 7 litres each. And I think that when I first tried to put the beans in, I obviously overfilled it and I couldn't get them in. Me and my dad were like wrestling with this bean bag to try and get them in. And I said, oh no, I'm gonna have to unstitch the seam again and take some beans out, and I had to do that twice. And I've now filled them with beans, but it's not as poofy as I want it, but it's the only amount I could fit in to get it through that seam allowance where the zip is, because it's on the side, whereas in my eldest son's one, it's on the base, so you have a lot more room to fill it with beans, and I definitely overfilled that one, but I'm glad I did, because as they use it, they obviously get a bit more squashed. Anyway, I will show you the bean bag. So here it is. This fabric is from Dunelm, and it's really good quality. It's like an upholstery fabric, and I made the handle slightly bigger just so there was more room to fit your hand through it. And so you'll see the zip is here on the side. Sorry, the lighting's not brilliant. Again, I'm doing this in the evening. If you can see that, so there's the zip there. And then you've got the base as a circle and the top as a circle. Yeah, so there is, if I stand back so you can see, sorry. Yeah, it's just not as filled as I would like it. So, and it is more of a poof kind of size rather than a big bean bag, but they're only 2.5, so it's fine for them. And in the future, I'll probably buy a bean bag for them. I'm probably not going to make one. I've been put off. So I still have the other one to do. And I literally have just got to order some more beans, and then it's finished, so I've just got to stitch it together. But I've learnt a lot from those. It is a good pattern, but if I was to do it again, I would definitely cut that circle in half, add a seam allowance, and put the zip in the bottom rather than on the side, just so I have more leeway to get the beans in. Yeah, so that's that. And then the Oliver and S Raglan t-shirts, I have cut out it ready, so this is inside out. So I've got the racing car fabric on the inside as the body there, and then I've just done grey sleeves, so that's all just cut out and pinned together at the moment, ready to stitch. So that is obviously not going to get done in time for Christmas presents, but my nephew's birthday is actually the 25th of February, so I'm going to give this to him as his birthday present, and then I'll just give it to my son, you know, just because I've made it for him. And then the other bean bags, well, the bean bags will be given to my twins for their birthday, because their birthday is on the 19th of February. So yeah, that would be birthday presents now. So they've got enough for Christmas anyway. So it's not like they're missing out, but it's just a shame I didn't get them done in time. But I think it's because that took me so long, this took me so long, and I was already behind, that it's just taken me a lot more time. Yeah, so that's as far as I've got with those. And then also I wanted to say, in my last vlog, I said, oh, I got everything done that I wanted to for November, whereas I didn't actually do the velvet top that I was referring to go with my Delphine skirt. And that was purely because I realised that in actual fact, even though I bought a size 20 in that vest, it really wasn't enough fabric to make a top of what I really wanted to go with it. So I either need to get some more velvet fabric to make it you know, into a top that I want, or I need to add a different fabric to it to contrast. So I'm going to have a little rethink on that. So I'm really glad I've made this to go with the skirt, but in the meantime I have just been wearing it with a black ready to wear top. Yeah, so on to 1 week 1 pattern then, which was ran by Shona from Sewsfaction. I know she's done it last year. I'm not sure if there was previous years for it, but I wasn't able to participate last year purely because I didn't have enough handmade clothes of the same pattern to do it, and this year I did, and I decided to do the Tilly and the Buttons Cocoa because I've got loads of those. I absolutely love that pattern, as you know. So every day I wore a different cocoa, and I had enough to have not repeat any of the patterns, which was great. And like I say, every day you tag the people who are sponsoring it, who are giving prizes and things, so everybody gets put in and wins prizes every day. And then the day before there was a spot prize, and I entered that, and I had to just share a post and something like that. And yeah, it was for winning 2 PDF patterns from Tilly and the Buttons, and also you got a voucher from Shona at Sewsfaction to purchase things from her store, and I won, which was great. And I was absolutely shocked because I don't usually win anything. A lot of people obviously say that they don't win very much, but yeah, I was overjoyed. So I chose the Nest skirt for Tilly and the Buttons PDF pattern, and also the Mila dungarees as those 2 patterns I would really like to try next year. And dungarees especially, I've never done any trousers or a zip fly, so that would be something new for me to try, and also for fitting and things like that, so it just extend sort of my practice a little bit. And then I wanted to get obviously some fabric from Shona at her shop. I did choose something that I was going to make a Tilly and the Buttons Stevie dress with, but they didn't have it in stock, so in the end I went with this jersey fabric, which has been quite popular on Instagram, I've seen. And I've also noticed that I can't remember her name, but she's the Zipperfoot on Instagram, and she made a sew over it heather dress with this, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. But I think I'm probably going to stick to doing a Colette Minetta dress or something like that. Something that I know I'm going to get a lot of wear out and that fits me really well, because this is beautifully soft fabric, and I just think it would work really well with that. And I have actually got some mustard Ponte Roma that I want to make another cardigan with, the Blackwood cardigan, and I think that would go really well with this because there's some mustard in there. Yeah, so that's what I'm planning to make with that. But thank you ever so much, Tilly and the Buttons and Shona from Sewsfaction. I was overjoyed, and I really enjoyed choosing my patterns and fabric, and I really enjoyed participating in that 1 week 1 pattern, because it made me realise which of those cocos I wear, and it also made me grab out a few that I hadn't worn in a while, and I was like, oh, I do really like these. I don't really know why I haven't actually got those out for a while. Yeah, and the ones that I haven't worn for that week, I think I'm deciding on giving them away or refashioning them into something else, because I just didn't want to wear them. So I think, yeah, why keep them if you're not going to wear them? So that was a real eye-opener, and I really enjoyed that that challenge, and I will participate in that next year. So I'll have to find another pattern that I can do, because it was great to just lay out what I was going to wear the night before, ready for taking a photo in the morning to put onto Instagram. So I really enjoyed that. So here we are then at the end of December, and I want to say thank you ever so much to everyone who has subscribed or watched my videos. I really hope that you enjoy the content of them. My auntie recently said that the volume doesn't come across very well, so I am looking into getting a microphone, because I just film on my phone at the moment, and I'm still in a learning process of doing YouTube vlogs, so please bear with me if the quality is not 100%. I have just figured out how to make my videos full screen, because it was really winding me up and bothering me that every time I uploaded my videos I had this black box around the outside, and everybody else's on YouTube was just full screen. I thought, well, why isn't mine? And it was basically, I just had the setting on my Windows Movie Maker, which is like a standard editing software on my laptop, that I just had it set to normal rather than widescreen, and that made all the difference. It was just one button that I had to click, and I found that on Google, somebody had said about it, and I thought, oh, it can't be that easy surely, but it was. Yeah, so all my future videos, hopefully this one, you'll be seeing in full screen. So again, if you can't hear me very well, I am going to be looking into getting a microphone, yeah, so my voice comes over a lot better. I am trying to speak up today, so hopefully you can hear me okay, and I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. So in the new year, I'm going to come back to you with my resolutions, I think they call it, resolutions for the year, and also a make 9 list, because obviously this year's went completely to pot, so I am going to really think about what I want to make, and I want to bring that to you so we can see what patterns and things I've got in my stash that I really want to get out, because I do find that I get sort of caught up in the excitement of new patterns coming out and new fabrics, and you know, oh yeah, I must get that, must buy this, and then you have all these patterns and fabrics sat in your stash that you intend to do and you never get done. So I really want to make sure that I do start using patterns that I've got and not just keep adding to them and adding to them, because I don't want to be one of these people that, you know, just keeps buying and buying and buying, a bit like when you go and buy ready to wear clothes, you know, and it's just like this constant cycle of must get. I have to say I'm really pleased with, I haven't really bought that much from shops during the year. A lot of the things I do wear are my handmade items, and they've worn really well, you know, and if they do wear out in the end, I know I can remake them, and I do buy ready to wear clothes from charity shops, so they are going to a good cause, yeah, and they get more wear out of those again. So yes, that's what I'm going to plan to do, is use my stash. I haven't got a massive stash of fabric, so I will continue to buy new fabrics when I need to, but I'm definitely going to get those patterns done that I've lined up for the fabrics that I've got. So I'll go through that with you next year, along with my make 9 for that. So thank you ever so much for joining me on my journey so far with my sewing. I really hope you are enjoying these vlogs. Please like and subscribe. Leave me any comments, as I do really enjoy reading those. Yeah, and if you have any questions or any comments or suggestions that you want to put forward to me, please do so. I did take note that one lady, she said that she was interested in me doing the a bit of a sew along, kind of to show you how to do that all-in-one facing for the Carnaby dress, and I will do that because I do want to make another one, because I still want to crack that fit on me, so I'm going to make another one. And to be honest, during December I already have put on a few pounds, so I need to get that off in January. I'm not going to worry too much about it now, because it's pointless, but yeah, I'm going to get that off in January, and then I shall start cracking on with some sewing. Yeah, so thank you very much, and I want to wish you a very happy Christmas and a very happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2019.